Well, hello tonight. Hello, how are you all? I'm hoping you've had a good sleep for those of you that have been sleeping. For those of you on the same time zone as me, where we've had the daytime, I hope you've had a great day. The question we want to ponder tonight is Katie Jo really an advocate? Her Instagram's turned into Twitter and she doesn't have a 200 character limit. And there is 7 to 8 posts today about the police shooting in Minnesota. So we're going to go through and have a look at those, and we're going to work out whether she's really an advocate or whether she's just jumping on a bandwagon. So let's discuss that. Let's sit back, grab your coffee, and let's get started. Okay, welcome. We've got Pugs and Pizza. We've got Pia. I saw, who did I see? Sheena before. Hello, Maria. Gail is mask free. Yay! No more masks. Hello, Michelle Roberts. I think the whole country now is mask free. Yay! So that's pretty exciting. Hi, Julianne. Hi, Feel the Love. Hi, Tamara. Hello, Will. She's the bandwagon messiah. I think so. That's my feeling. You can see for yourself. Winged Whispers. Hello, Gingerly. Yes. So there's been lots of long posts today. That is awesome, isn't it? But you know what I'm really annoyed about today? You know what's really annoyed me? Pia says, so jealous about the masks. We are still in partly lockdown here in Denmark. Yes. And Pia, you've also you've stopped using the AstraZeneca. You've halted that. So we've had another death, I think it was today, due to AstraZeneca. That's 3 with blood clots in 3 weeks. So that's not very good. All been under 40, all been under 50. Hello, Osbel. I'm glad you found your new place. So this is what's annoying me. So we are taking 1,200. We are taking 1,200 return travellers again in Melbourne, and overnight we've had 5 positive tests in quarantine. So these are people that have come from overseas to come back to Australia. And so that gives us 8 active cases. We've had no community transmission. Every single state of Australia at the moment that are taking international travellers have got positive cases based on people from overseas. So I'm a little bit annoyed because that's how the virus gets into community, by our return travellers. I have a friend in Germany. They're in the same situation as Gail. Congratulations. We still wear most of ours. Yes, Michelle, you had 8 the other day as well. And because they're all in hotels aren't designed for quarantine. WA did an inquiry when they had their leak, and it came in through the air conditioning. Melbourne's last case came through the air conditioning. Queensland, so it's just, yeah. Yes, they have Johnson & Johnson is still a question here too. Well, we've got the Pfizer. We've only got 2. So we've got the Pfizer and AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca is not recommended for anybody under 50 now. And we've still got the Pfizer. I'm never giving up my mask. It's taken me a while. Aussies returning home, no proper quarantine to be strictly adhered to. Oh, yeah, that's one of my proper. The governor, for some ungodly reason, lifted our mask rule up, but I'm still going to wear mine because, that's right. Pia, I don't understand. Michelle says, I don't understand why returning travellers don't have to be vaccinated before they get them. I want to know why they don't have to be tested negative. They should be negative before they get on the plane back home. Just my thing. Oh, well, air conditioning. Yes, I know. Gingerly, they discovered that because the air conditioning was recycling the air, if they had somebody with a positive, if they had somebody that had tested positive, it went into the air vent and then it went into another room. So they've had to redesign. They've had to spend thousands of dollars redesigning air conditionings. So, look, I carry mine. So we still have to wear that. We still have to have ours on for public transport and a few places. And we're supposed to always carry them. So I always have my mask with me. If somebody starts getting too close to me, I'll put my mask on. Gigi says, well, so after 50 they can go ahead and kick the bucket. I don't know how they work it out. It's just that they seem to have less people reacting over. Yeah, I don't know why. But with our government, that wouldn't surprise me. So that's true if you're looking good with new homes. So it scares me. I rarely go out, and if I do, I wear my mask still. A lot of airborne diseases through. Yeah, well, that's right. Well, that's how they discovered, because they couldn't work out how workers in quarantine were getting, because I think it was a quarantine worker. It also happened in New South Wales as well. How it was happening, and it was linked back to the air conditioning systems. So there you go. Who would have thought? Yeah. Michelle says that's why they have a dedicated hotel that only has positive cases. Cost a fortune, upgrade the air conditioner. Yeah, so we've always had one, but that's where the positive case came from. So they've upgraded the air conditioning again. But I think they should have to. Like when they were having the tennis players had to have a negative test before they could get on the plane. I think they should have to have negative tests too. He had 3 different COVID tests. The shared stopovers, a couple of countries. Wow. Interesting. I've come to love my mask. Cool. Look, I still don't like going out. I have to say I still don't like it. I still have my groceries delivered. But yeah, we have to carry our masks, but we don't have to wear them. But yeah, 5 positive cases over 24 hours because we're taking 1,200 a week now. We basically have COVID passport here now to basically everything. Well, as the vaccinations have sort of become non-existent, I don't think my vaccination's going to even, I don't think I'll be even eligible till next year. So never thought I'd say. It's interesting that, Amber Chick. I remember when we first could go out, I actually had anxiety about being outside the house. Gal says exactly, it should be compulsory to have testing before they land here. End of story. It would stop all of this. More lockdowns will be. Well, that's what's going to happen, because don't forget they can be asymptomatic, whatever it is, asymptomatic. They can still test negative, and then later on they can test positive. Once they're back, once they're out of, the quarantine, they can still do it. So anyway, that's my pet peeve. That's my soapbox moment. I've only gone to doctor's appointments last year. Oh, wow. You didn't have a few. Well, you know what? One of my close friends died last year. It'll be a year on the 1st of May. And 12 months later, on the anniversary of her death, we're actually having her memorial service. Things are quite wrong with me in current in Ontario. Variants are spreading the vaccine. So, well, in Canberra, we've never had to wear a mask, but most do. It's crazy. I've left my house maybe a dozen times in 12 months, says Osbell. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, and I think we can have 100 in the church now, but we still have to adhere by a distance rule. So we've worked it out. Can get a negative rapid test and still be positive if test is taken early. Wow, says Becky. Hello, Becky. How are you? Amber Chick, I know what you mean, Joe. Before this had mild social anxiety, now it's a little more mild. Yeah, and the other thing is that I still don't like going out places. I go out if I have to, but I will still have really severe anxiety. I'm more happy at home. And we have forgotten how to be social. They had it because he's wow, wind whispers. That's unbelievable, isn't it? I don't go back to January 2022. So we've just gone back to 100% capacity in offices, but for a lot of them, they've still got to keep the social distance rule. So a lot of offices are still just negotiating, and a lot of people have been really productive at home. So they're going 3 days. They might be 3 days at home, 2 days in, or 1 day in. Got my AstraZeneca. My 2 sons who are 32 have had it as well. It was banned at that. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, yeah. But and the thing is, the government, our government, put all the eggs in the AstraZeneca basket because it's the one that's been made in Australia, but that's the one that most of the Australians can't use anymore. So that was smart of them, wasn't it? I tell you. Oh, our government. Oh, mental lockdown was the hardest. 2021. 2020 was, yeah. Well, I mean, when we had the second wave for me, like, because we'd already had the first wave, it was okay. I know what to expect. I found it harder the first time because I didn't know what to expect. But once we'd had when the second wave hit for me, it was like, oh yeah, this is a breeze. These are my phone calls. Oh, Totally Clueless says the figures for asses are really low for the clots, though. Well, it's interesting because in Australia, they discovered that you're more likely to get a blood clot with AstraZeneca vaccine than you are to get the COVID virus. So if you're under 50, because the 3 people that have had blood clots in the last 3 weeks, I think, have all been under 50. Well, that's the best part, Claire, isn't it? You can smart and politician should never be used in the same sentence, or particularly ours, Michelle. Talking to you guys is the only socializing I do. I know. I'm just talking to a blank screen, eh? I just talk to myself. I met some really awesome people online. It's a positive. Oh, wow. That's under 30s, Totally Clueless. Wow. We are about to have our 6th wave here in my country. No lie, it's absurd. You would think by now my state and country would have it. Yeah, actually, we're having a discussion about this the other day because, we in Australia, we whinge and moan about it, but at the end of the day, we realise that it's for the greater good, so we adhere to it. I was so used to being at home before COVID hit, I really hadn't noticed much in the way of social isolation. That's no good, that Amber Chick. So what seems to happen now is so what they do is where there is a positive case, they tend to lock down that geographic area for a certain time. So Gail was in Greater Brisbane or the outskirts of Brisbane, and they locked them down for 5 days. In WA, they locked them down for 5 days. We've been locked down for 5 days. So they're just going lockdown. Oh, South Australia did a lockdown too. So they just lock down for a short amount of time. And New Zealand, that's what they did. That's what they do in New Zealand now as well. We just lock down, borders get closed, lock down, contain it. So that's why Gail's just come out of, that's why her mask mandate's just come down. They had a case. It was all locked down. 10,000. Wow. What did I say? I showed you Victoria's, so my states, where I live, my state. me show you. So, but yeah, I like, you got used to the masks, to be honest, to be fair. All right, COVID summary, here we go. So Victoria's probably they've been the hardest hit in the nation. So we've had 20,000 cases all up. So we had 820. We've had 820 deaths. We've had over 5 million tests. They did 17,000 tests in the last 24 hours. So we've had 20,000 positive cases since it started, and 19,664 have recovered. So and we've got 8 active. So, and you can actually find out, like, the cases, where the cases are, you know, what area the cases are in. We know that they're in quarantine. So so you can find out exactly where they are. So this is where I live, in here. But this is Victoria. But you can look on here, and so you can see exactly. So where's mine? So this is mine. Here's mine here. So mine's had 507 COVID cases, and it's got a population of 97,751. So that's my local government area. So, and that's what I like about this, is that you can get all the specific data for where you live. Most of the vaccine companies have clauses you can't sue for a certain number of years. We still have about 30 cases and 2 in hospitals. Okay, yeah, because you had one, I think one died, didn't I think you had a death overnight, didn't you, Gail? I think the death. Oh, no. Sorry, I just got some news. My daughter's boyfriend's mother's just been admitted into the ICU. So I've just got a message to say that. So that's not pretty good. That's not good news. They are. New Zealand's got pretty good figures as well. Let me find the national the national figures. Oh yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. We just have to deal with what we've got to do. Oh no, we're okay. We can't go visit anyway. There's nothing that we can do at the moment. Yeah. So. So here is this is the national figures for Australia. Last 7 days, I think. So there's been 17 cases come from overseas. There's 49 hospitalised. 1 in the last 7 days. 29,469 cases in Australia. So this is national. Oh, no. There's nothing I can do because it's not as if we can go. But it's not as if we can go visit or anything because there's COVID restrictions. So there's not much I can do about it. So I won't get. Oops. We have been very lucky. No, it's fine because, as I said, I can't do anything. We can't do anything about it until we know what's going on. You support me taking the day off. Yeah. No, Gail. No, she started bleeding from her nose and mouth, and she started coughing up blood and bleeding from her nose, and it wouldn't stop. So she went to hospital. They said they were going to have to do surgery, and now she's in ICU, so it's not looking good. But anyway, all right. You have 200 hospitals in Denmark. Wow. So, whew. Yeah. Okay. I got enough here from KJ to keep me distracted. Okay. So our friend without a crystal ball, Katie Joy, has decided that Instagram is now Twitter. Instead of being confined to 200 characters, she has written long documents. Thank you, that Amber chick. She has written long documents. Now, she has jumped on the bandwagon that and I'm going to be neutral in all of this because I don't want to give an opinion. It's a very heated and topic debate. The shooting in Minnesota, the man that was shot in Minnesota by the police. And Gary, you're going to have to take extra meds. And I don't necessarily agree with all she says. I agree with some of what she says. But my point is, at what point is it overdone? Is 6 really long posts overdoing it? Or should there just be one post, say your point, and be done? Being an advocate is great, and we all should be advocates. But at what point do we wear out our welcome? At what point do people stop paying attention? And this is what I want to find out today. The other thing is that I have people in the police force in Australia. So I know that I say when I don't have a character limit, I can make it crazy, but KJ sticks to her foot in her mouth and shit. So I know some of them have talked about how sometimes you have fear and you have to make a life or death decision in a click of an eye, click of your fingers, and sometimes they get them wrong. I know in Australia they use tasers. We still have the occasional police shooting, but they always tend to use tasers first. The other thing I want to talk about is that she makes this big thing over tags and tabs. However, it's really interesting because she talks about police pulling cars over for expired, well, we call it retro. In Victoria, I live in Victoria, Australia. Melbourne's the capital city. We haven't had registration stickers on our cars for years. Our police cars actually have scanners on their dashboard that scan number plates. So they could be driving behind you. They're scanning the number plate. It will come up. It will flash whether it's expired or not, and they will pull you over. They don't know who you are. They'll know your name. However, when we had COVID restrictions and we were not able to travel far, they ended up putting cameras on the top of police cars. So they were actually able to scan number plates. So I live on the west side of the city. So if I was driving on the east side of the city, they would have scanned it. They would have pulled me over and asked me what I was doing, because during the height of the pandemic, if we had to leave our house, we actually had to have a permit. It was called a work permit. So we actually had to have a valid reason. So for me, police cars pulling people over for registration checks is not a big thing, because until they actually get to the car, they don't actually know necessarily who you are. They just get a name. So they get a lot of unlicensed drivers where I live, and a lot of unregistered cars where I live. Because why? Because every police car is fitted with this equipment, even unmarked cars, and that's where they get most of them, with the unmarked cars. So from my point of view, when KJ starts on this rant about cars being pulled over, I struggle to understand her argument, because where I live, this is how it's done. So it makes it really hard, because I'm trying to understand it from what she's saying, but I can't, because the way that we do things. That's not to say that we've got a perfect system. We still have a high rate of First Nations people incarcerated in prison. That is still an issue. Hello, Mimra Dragon. I can't see your name. Oh. So I guess in some ways it's sort of a long-winded, I apologize if I don't get it, because I don't get it. And I was asking Rick earlier about something, and he said it was neither or, and it was really not a point worth arguing about, being from, because she was talking about Minnesota. So, all right. Minnesota, hello, Tracy, have been closed or working on limited hours for over a year due to COVID. Right. Well, see, that's why all of our stuff went online. And so my registrations, I pay online. So we call it Rego. Rego, it's registration. Rego. Because we shorten everything. The other thing is that if I pay my Rego online, I get an email to show that I pay it. So even if I got pulled over and it wasn't updated, I just show them the email that I got from, it's called Vic Roads. Our department, my Department of Transport is called Vic Roads. I would show them the email from Vic Roads to say that I paid it, and then that would be fine. You know, it's not a big deal. I love Ballistic says, I love how you shorten everything. Why should we say registration? we just go Rego. Oh boy. Right. Yeah, so I heard the police officer was charged today. Yeah, everything has an O in it. We just add everything. Everyone's registration tags have been late in the state. Metro PD were instructed not to pull people over for those issues. Okay, as it's Western. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Here we have it on the plates on the car, taxes and insurance. Rego sounds like Aussie Popeye. Yeah. All right. So here we go. So I'm not really, I'm going to be pretty neutral on this, but yeah. These are KJ's words. These aren't my words. But And it wasn't a bad idea given the tension with the Siobhan. Yeah. All right. So this is what was posted. On the day that George Floyd's family were to be in court, instead, they joined, and I can't even, is it Dante Wright's family outside the courthouse for a press conference. Dante's mum, aunt, the mother of his son, and grandmother all spoke. His mother said he called her after the stop asking for help. How many black men have made similar calls during an innocent traffic stop, fearing that something terrible could happen? Dante's aunt shared that his family is not broken, that Dante's parents had been married for 23 years, that he grew up in a family of love. She said he was a young, good kid, not perfect, but did not deserve to die. Dante's grandmother called him her angel and said the officer took their angel from them. The mother of Dante's child cried that her son will grow up without his father. Dante was involved and actively part of his son's life. She was devastated that her son will never know his father. George Floyd's brother and nephews all spoke in solidarity, demanding justice for Dante and George. His nephew pleaded for a change in training of police. George Floyd's brother said for 400 years, black men have been terrified of police and have been running ever since. The deep trauma of the black community from years of slavery, followed by the horrific laws, lynchings, and segregation, have left deep wounds in generations of people. I will never understand their trauma or pain, but I will stand with them today and forever. This has gone on too long today. My tears and pain in solidarity with Floyd's rights and all the families who have had a family murdered by police. Rest in peace, Dante and George. No justice, no peace. And then, so these are the comments. Okay, so that's the comments there. Well, she actually tags the wrong person in one of her posts too, which is why I'm saying, is she really an advocate if she can't get her tags right? Right. So here we go. Here's our next post. This says, white privilege is mistaking a significant heavier Glock taken from your dominant side for a lighter taser and then having people actually believe and defend you. White privilege is murdering a black man pulled over for expired tags and having your police chief go to a press conference proclaiming you're innocent and calling it an accident. White privilege is murdering a black man, claiming it was a mistake, and then resigning from your job, not having the employer fire you. White privilege is justifying the death of a black man because he resisted arrest, didn't comply, or didn't man up when you have never experienced the trauma of BIPOC at the hands of police. If you want to use your white privilege effectively, stand with BIPOC, listen to them, sympathise with their pain, and use your voice to help them. BIPOC need those of us with privilege to help them, or nothing will change. I stand with them. Will you? No justice, no peace. And then we've got that. Just like, I don't think it's so much of what KJ says, but the fact that her actions online don't match her fake sympathy. She refuses to listen to anyone whose experience isn't identical to her own. I think that's right. And again, it's not what she says, it's how she says it. In her case, white privilege is having the CPS called multiple times and having no action. So someone says exactly, and it says, look, there's hidden replies hidden. So true. Love this post. She said that. So she's commented. She's replying to all these comments. Thank you for posting and supporting Katie. A lot of your followers need to see this. They really do. So she's replying. Thanks so much, Katie. Most won't admit that systemic racism is an issue because it's uncomfortable for them and want to talk about it and condone it. I stand with you now and forever. I see it daily where I live. I don't have to look too far. Thank you so much. Allies like you are needed. I stand with you always. Thank you for speaking again on this topic. I know it. I still get, girl, how do you belong? Go to my family when I go to certain places. Your family, your maiden name is famous in NE. Oh, I know it. We never had a funeral for my dad because of it. Had to cut the list too much. My mum, so not to offend anybody. And then I think she stopped replying. Then she stopped replying, it would seem. Oh, here we go. That says, I believe she panicked and drew for the wrong weapon. It's all on video. So tragic. I've spoken to a police officer that said that sometimes when you get into a mode and you panic, yeah. She's surely not the one to call out another person's wife for every time she opens her mouth. Otherwise, hers comes falling right out. Use hers to help get him this. Well, this is my point. Is she really helping? KJ's just trying to play smart. Comes out as fake, says Pia. KJ, what about your way referring to nurses as dogs and the help wanting them to stay in the basement? So, yes, remember when she said, oh, we don't need a dog, we've got our nurses? She only, because Toad is part of that group, she wants to throw the blame of them, try to make it. Well, she does. She wants to get it off. So Julie says, KJ goes after what benefits her bank account. When officers resign in a situation like that, usually the higher-ups tell them to do so they don't lose benefits. Yeah. That's right. She gets onto that topic, Linda. Helping and hindering with your actions. Her local POC percentage is 0.3. She sees it. Is that right? Swim too. Adrenaline kicks in. Yeah. Yeah. It's Hi, Kelly Jones. So I said I don't want to underestimate what's happened or the. However, there's something in there that made her. I'm not saying that. I'm not excusing it, but there has to be something that happened that made that police officer feel scared, because they don't draw she wouldn't get that messed up. And she was supposed to be an experienced officer, so I don't know. As I said, I'm not condoning it. It's tragic. It's tragic and it's sad. And I think at some point in time, we need to let the authorities do their job. Don't hear her providing any solutions, just complaining. Says, well, when are we going to be honest? Shouldn't that guy and Floyd listen to police? Don't you think the police was also afraid because Wright was wanted at the moment? I heard that he had an arrest warrant out. Is that correct? That's what I heard. I looked it up in her town, which is a very low percentage. Really? That's interesting. Hello, Belinda. So here we go. So this is, again, as I said, this is a really sensitive issue. So if we can just be respectful of everybody from both sides, because it's tragic what's happened. Better training and less lethal weapons and restraints, says Mimo. He did have one. Okay, so then here we go. So this is post. So we're on to our third post in a row. I'm noticing something disturbing when people speak about POC murdered by cops. They never say their name. I'm seeing people come to this page to defend their cop family members, criticize my photos, or blame Dante for his death, but they never say his name. Say their names. Say their names. They are humans. They are people. They had families, friends, and children. Say their names. They are loved. They are valued. They mattered. Say their names. They made mistakes, but so do you. No one deserves to die for a mistake. Say their names before defending police forces with with known systemic racism. Stop defending the good cops when you won't say their names. Say their names. Good cops cannot exist in a system built upon white supremacy with racial profiling, deeply motivating traffic stops with white officers routinely murdering BIPOC. Say their names. Stop defending the murderers. Police are not the judge, jury, and executioner. They do not get to kill someone for a crime they haven't been convicted of. Also in Minnesota, doesn't have capital punishment. Say their names and stop blaming them for the problem we as white people have created. No justice, no peace. Now, she's got say their names: Black Dome Business, Dante Wright, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Phelan Castle, Troy Von Martin, Elijah Wood. I believe that he's it should be Elijah. That's the wrong name. And BLM. Cannot imagine my heart breaks for everybody. There needs to be change. And someone says you may want to check your hashtags because one of her hashtags is wrong. Okay, so that's that one. Most traffic violations are misdemeanors. I don't know. It seems a pokes. It's tragic. It's tragic. Okay, so that's that. So that's post 3. Now we're on to post 4. KSTP is reporting that Kim Potter has been arrested and will be charged with second-degree manslaughter for the murder of Dante Wright. Second-degree manslaughter carries up to 10 years in prison and a $20,000 fine. The charge is to recklessly cause the death of another with disregard to their safety. It's a good start. Does the jury have the option to up the charges once they've seen the evidence? She says no, but the prosecutor can. She must have deleted. She must have deleted some because there were some pretty like. So there's that one. So now we've totally changed tact here. Former Bachelor star Colton Underwood comes out as gay in an interview with GMA. The Bachelor revealed that he struggled with suicidal thoughts and his upbringing as a Catholic made him feel like he could never be himself. He claimed that he thanked God for making him straight so he could be on The Bachelor. He's known since 6 years old. He apologized to ex Cassie Randolph for mistakes he made and for leading her on. He sees happier, healthier than he has ever been now. He can live his truth. Colton says he has the support of his family. They just released some figures for black deaths in custody in Australia. Anyway, as I said, this is a really she said she thought she had a taser, but at what point if she didn't taser in a car? None. Had her gun. As again, I have a hard time believing that it can come to this. We have race issues, but not this bad. The thing that the thing that I have got, I think, is when you say that everybody, if you say that all cops are bad or all of this group is bad because of this person, just because someone like, you've got is it Siobhan? He's on trial at the moment because he obviously was bad in his treatment. You can't then tarnish everybody else with that same brush. It's just like somebody commits a crime, you can't say the whole family is bad. You can't say that all cops are bad because of an issue. There are bad people in every group of society. We've had a string of teachers that have been charged and done on child SA. Does that mean that all teachers are bad? No. Some teachers are bad, but not all. So you can't put everybody in the same basket. Well, that's right, Gingerly. That's why I'm trying to say, let's just try and be respectful, because we're all going to have different opinions and we just all need to just try and, yeah, because we've just got to be careful what we say. If we are to believe all cops are bad in KJ's thoughts, all YouTubers are doxers, bullies, harassers. Well, that's right. There were 4 bad eggs. There is the question for us to ask: how many officers would have needed to be on the scene to stop his murder? That's true. Yeah. So just be aware we all have different opinions and we all have different thoughts, and So anyway, she went back to a normal Duggar content after this. So now she's got Ginger Volo says the 5th chapter of her book will be addressing will address eating issues she has struggled with. I don't know what this word's supposed to be. She claims she found peace and was able to overcome this through God. I feel really sad about this because eating disorders can start as a result of trauma. We know what Josh did to her. I hope she got professional help. Why does she bring everything back? Why does she bring everything back to the trauma from Josh? It's complex and sensitive. Yeah, this needs to be. Yeah, I want this to be a safe place. So, the microaggression, I wasn't sure that there was any, but I apologize if that's coming across like microaggression, because She did do that, didn't she, Claire? So when I say that this is a safe space, it means that everybody can view. Well, really? Am I kidding? No, I'm not kidding. You always like Tracy, because I want everyone to be able to express their opinions, different as they are. Yeah, I've got all the Petra stuff too. All right, so we've got the Ginger Volo stuff here. And I'm really trying to be, like, I'm just trying to be very neutral here. And if I'm coming across as being one-sided, I'm really trying to be neutral. I'm trying to see it from both sides. I'm trying to allow everyone to discuss their thoughts. Everyone's got different thoughts and feelings on it. So she says, you guys, I joined the launch team just for you guys. What I do for this job, I need hazard pay. I always look, but this issue is too important to comment on. I mean, particularly if you're from Minnesota. I mean, if you're from Minnesota, and I'm not being neutral, Belinda. If you're from Minnesota and have some insight on the situation and everything, I'd be interested to know. I don't know what the police force is even like in Minnesota. I'm not. Oh, I really thought I was being neutral, Belinda. So I apologize, because I'm trying to be. I'm just reading what KJ's saying and asking questions. So. I'm embarrassed for her and the poor child feelings. Media is not providing accurate. Oh, I understand it's a worldwide issue, that there are different issues around the world. I even said Australia had their own problems with it. Yes, the police. Windwhisper says the police need a better training. The police here have been brutal for years. No, Belinda's not KJ. She lives in Queensland. Yeah, go have a break, Gail. It's okay. All right. So she said Ginger and Jeremy promised to advance copies of their book to join the launch team. Well, I joined by the book is coming out 5 weeks after the book comes out. This is via pre-order. That doesn't make any sense. I've never in my life seen anything like this. I ordered Don Lemon's book pre-order and I received it the day it came out. Can we talk about how problematic this headline is? Cassie and Colton broke up months ago. Her feelings at this point really don't matter to him coming out. This really puts a negative spin on someone coming out as though she will not accept him or be angry. The fact is many people that struggle with coming to terms with their sexuality have relationships with opposite sex partners. That doesn't mean the relationship was a lie. It doesn't mean they were deceived. No one is harder on themselves than the person who is closeted. I know I used to be too. I'm bi. How about we normalize not making it about an ex being misled and lied to, and normalize compassion to all the LGBTQ? Grow up like Colton, believing that they couldn't be themselves because it was a sin to be punishable by death. Just my 2 cents worth. He was murdered by an insane. Okay, so it was just over. Okay. I do think we need to have these discussions, though. The parent being trained in militaristic fashion, they've been trained to fear black men, says Sarah loves donuts. Oh. It's also issues of many things are class issues masked with race when race issues, which do not want to gaze on them. Hello, Jean. Yeah. So you're from Minnesota, Tracy? I think you said that, didn't you? All right. Maybe. Claire. Hello, Jean. Right. Please come to our cult conference in Big Sandy, Texas. We'll teach you about biblical submission, how to biblically train your kids with a rod, and you'll learn about how women can never say no to sex with their husband. Also, if you're a victim of SA, our cult will teach you that it's your fault. And don't go to authorities. Ladies, make sure you don't eat because your job is to stay skinny for your husbands. They can be overweight, though, since it's not the man's job to look good. We will teach our poorly crafted homeschool curriculum that teaches Earth is 6,000 years old, dinosaurs aren't real, and evolution is fake. Hope to see you there. Bringing your guns is optional but strongly encouraged. Bye. And someone says, haha, here for the slander always. And then she says, parody. I just want to go and get all the deets for you. It's not far from me. And she says, LOL. I think she said they will try and recruit you into their robot army for Jesus. So there's that one. So here we go. So this is post number 5. Is this 5 or 6? This is my point. At what point is it over? Like, this is where this was live streamed by Care 11 moments ago outside the Brooklyn Center Police Station. Protesters chant say his name, Dante Wright, along with Justice for Dante. Kim Potter was charged with manslaughter and is already bonded out of jail. She won't spend a single night behind bars. I feel sick. This is what Minnesota has become. This is the third time in less than a year that our streets have erupted demanding justice. Nothing has changed. Nothing will change until more of us stand up and stand with the BIPOC and demand change. I refuse to raise my son in a state where his BIPOC friends can be murdered for having expired tabs, a broken tail light, or an air freshener hanging out of their window. No justice, no peace. Okay. Someone says, I wish the media would leave. At one point today, I believe I heard that there were more media members than citizens. I heard them screaming at NBC to leave. And she says, no way there were more people there. Yes, later there were. I usually like NBC's coverage, but today and tonight I was uncomfortable. The way the reporter kept describing the tensions rising and calling the quiet parts lulls. This time I wanted them just to get out of their faces and let them grieve. I apologize for not understanding, but if she's bonded out, does that mean there is no trial? Does she just go home? No, she's free on bond until trial. Unless there's a compelling reason not to grant bail, such as history of escape, danger to community, most state laws on the books that people charged with a crime are entitled to bail. Yes, even in some cases of murder, but not all. Derek Chauvin's charges on second-degree murder were worse than this former policewoman's charges, and he's been out on bail for quite a while now. At least some of these criminals are on home confinement while on bail or awaiting trial. Not saying I agree or disagree with the judge, may not have had a choice to let her out due to the laws. She did say her son had no friends, didn't she? Okay, so now we've got Dear Jeremy. If you were a man that actually gave two beeps about your wife, you would not deprive her of medical intervention and therapy for her obvious mental health crisis. Yes, she's diagnosed in mental health crisis. No amount of God will help her. She's not punished for not having enough faith, and faith won't fix this issue. Ginger needs help. Fans have been screaming at both of you to get her help. We know she's struggling. She writes about her anxiety and depression. Now she's admitted to struggle with food. She doesn't get help. She could die from her illness. Stop being arrogant and above everything. Stop denying her access to medical care. You have a damn college degree, and there is zero excuse for your utter irresponsible actions as a father and a husband. You've openly mocked her lack of education. You've demeaned her unworldliness. You've literally told her that she has nothing to offer your kids on your podcast because she didn't learn anything or prepare for adulthood. Stop being a raging narcissist. Get her help before it's too late. Sincerely, thousands of fans. Okay. Wow. I've got... Lord have mercy in our countries, try to love people. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Whew. KJ should change the name Jeremy to Todd. Yes, I don't think... Okay, we'll see you later, Belinda and Michelle. And so everyone's saying that he's an awful person. So, all right, there was something else here. This was another one here. Since many are confused by this, according to police, Dante Wright was pulled over for expired tabs. Getting pulled over for expired tabs is ridiculous, and cops were instructed not to make these kinds of stops due to racial profiling. In Minnesota, annual vehicle registration are called tabs, not tags. We purchase tabs either online or at the DMV. These tiny stickers that go on our license plates. We are not using the word incorrectly, as the DMV website clearly calls them tabs, not tags. Just wanted to clarify so you understand that we aren't trying to be difficult. That's what our state calls them. All right. All right. See you later, Tracy. I knew it was going to be sensitive, and that's why I tried to warn people beforehand it was going to get messy. Because she isn't getting help through God doesn't mean she hasn't seen a doctor. Well, I've seen the doctor. I'm on medication, and I have God. See you, Tracy. The political tried post on the last time she did. She got banned. She did, didn't she? Okay. Sorry to badge. I understand what Belinda is saying. I'm afraid I felt the same way, hence why I stayed away. Sorry, Crescendo. I'd like to know if I did show bias. As I said, I was trying to be neutral. I'm really trying to be neutral. I've been trying to be neutral. this was all one day. Wind Whispers off topic. Once again, I've been binge watching The Chosen one. I absolutely love the individual personalities. Yes, the personalities in The Chosen are amazing. Hello, Adele. Oh, that was messy, wasn't it? But see, this is what she does. This is what I'm saying. I don't know that I can call her an advocate, because all that's happened is that it's aggravated. Everyone's getting upset. And that was all in one day. For me, one post was all that was needed. One post was all that was needed. I wish we could not make everything wrong about a black and white thing. Even with God and medicine, sometimes we need to avoid stressful topics, and Katie does make things worse. No, we cannot call her an advocate. She's an instigator. That's where I sort of would be going with that. Sweet Teen and Family and the instigator. Makes money, yeah. She has unlimited time to spend on the internet, as we know. And I mean, the bit about the fact that her son, she didn't want to raise her son in a city about where his BIPOC friends couldn't, but I didn't realize he had any friends. He can't see his friends. There was a member of my family who was a police officer and actually had to shoot somebody. And that member of the family, some 25 years later, still remembers it as if it was yesterday, and talked about, this was a really big 6'5", 6'5" man who talked about the fear, being absolutely petrified. So I guess when I think about it, I think about it from that point of view as well, about the fear. Is what happened right? No. It shouldn't have happened. Yeah. Well, as I said, we can get pulled over. Because we have police cars with automatic scanners. I'd rather look at content created by others on these topics and discuss. Well, that's right, because we have feelings about her, and even some of the stuff that she wrote was really not very nice in the way that I felt. You know, it's her language used is very hostile. I went to CCR classes. If I would regret, he said, after it happens, it makes you reconsider possible. Yeah. Well, that's right, and that's what this family member said. But they live with it every day of their life, even still, 25 years down the track. And I think the worst bit was, it took 12 months before the police investigation cleared him. So right throughout the whole, had to still go front up to work every day for 12 months, not knowing whether the career was going to be ended or not. So all right. Well, just before this was on Twitter, just before it all came around. Yeah. There was this. Now, what do you see about this that's funny? Have a look at this. This was on Twitter. What can you see here? So Katie Joy, without a crystal ball, official 2 says, I'd like to also state this is my second account as my main one. It's been hacked. Plus, I started this thing with the Westbrooks because anyway. And then on above that, it says, Petra, this is a fake account and is not me. Please report it. So this is the thing. Is it her? I don't know. But it's quite funny that this has happened. And then that account is now suspended, as is Big Kev's. So that account is suspended. So the theory out there is that it's a sock account. Well, it has to be, because why else would it say report this account? Because it's not me. I don't know who else would write that unless it was the owner of the account. She'll also say, and the other thing is Zag. I found Zag today too. So Ginger, so a few days ago, Katie was saying that Without a Crystal Ball 2 was a fake account. And it was a fake account. And now, then there was this other thing to say, please report this. This is not me. But it was in the name of Petra. Okay. Let me find Zag Creations, because Zag Creations may have jumped sides. By the way. you nearly named your sock account Big Kev Sock. Oh, it's funny. Zag Creations is responding to a lot of Nate the Lawyers and Unirock posts. Now we know Unirock allegedly has flicked to I'm just pulling this up. Zag has flipped. Looks like it. So here we go. Tweets and replies. Nate the lawyer, replying to Nate the lawyer. And Unirock and Zag Creations. Both words apply in this case. Uni's English is perfectly correct. So defending Uni. So there you go. This has happened. I remember last year before the lawsuit has herself using a sock, and when she got called on it, the accounts disappeared. Flip-flopped, yes. So there you go. Zaggy. And then it says, oh, I may criticize Uni harshly and think he can be excessive and hypocritical, but he isn't a coward about debating anybody. So there you go. Now, I don't know whether that's supporting Uni because Katie's off Twitter or whether there's been a flip. However, since she had a go at KJ about a comment she made about genetic birth, why people would give birth if they had genetic problems. and Zag had a go, and I haven't seen Zag. Did not see Zag. Oops. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or Zag and Uni one are the same. Just curious. Well, again, very interesting theory. I have no idea. However, Zag seems to be all over the lawyers' spot posts at the moment as well. So, the other thing is I'm getting my new camera tomorrow. I'm getting a new camera tomorrow. So hopefully I'll look a bit better. I don't know, Sarah Loves Donuts, if Diagrams of life. Do you people ever sleep? Well, it's only 10:15 here, so at night. So do we agree that the advocacy that KJ tries to do is just dangerous? Yay for you, but you look beautiful. Oh, thank you. Because what it did, even though I read exactly what was stated, it caused a lot of tension. So you can imagine that a lot of people would have read her posts and had a whole lot of different feelings today. Have a business. If you can't perform and cause disruption in my business, you're gone. You don't get any F's for mental. KJ is dangerous on multiple levels, says. Well, dangerous, ill-informed, and very biased. She enjoys the negative attention I think she does. She just likes to stir things up. Or she's definitely been stirring things up. Does not keep a person's conscience. I mean, I appreciate her passion for things, but it's not channeled in how, An advocate will listen to both sides. With her, there is only one side, and that's her side. Well, I was trying to be fair to both sides. I apologize if I came across as being biased. I was really trying to sit in the middle of this. Her bad behavior has opened my eyes to other people in my life, just like her. It's amazing how it does that. Yeah. She is always right in her mind. So hello, ballistic. No, not really. Oh, you're seeing that's just a different word. See the light. So you weren't biased. People have to accept or have different opinions and experiences and we're entitled to them. Well, that's what Claire, that's what really what I wanted it to do. Knowing, and I knew it was going to be difficult. I knew it was going to be sensitive, and that's why I sort of said, you know, let's be aware of this. It's maybe she's hiding stuff she doesn't want us to know about or see. Well, that's a good point too. My mum is a saint, even though Katie lied horribly and was rude. My mum says to pray for enemies, so I'm sorry she's hurting people. So that's nice of your mum. I think I just want to say, hey, got up to watch grandkids, so I sleep for now. Take care. All right, see you, Gramsy Life. Villanova Junction. Hello, Villanova Junction. Christine says it's a tone of voice and condescending attitude that gets me. She shows no empathy at all. Yeah, I didn't like the tone. I didn't like the tone that she wrote those posts in. Or did she? She deleted more videos? Did she really? Let's have a look at Social Blade. Without a crystal ball. I still don't know how she got 143,000 subs. Oh no, she's still got that. Yeah, she divided and she privated all the James Charles ones, and some of the Tardy ones, not all of them. So she deleted 428,603 on Monday. She gained 1,000 subs on Tuesday. She deleted or privated and she lost 119,000 subs, 292. On Wednesday, she gained 114,500 subs. I have my usual questions. Why do you think she's deleting provide? I don't know. Well, at least she buys them. Perhaps she was right. Well, she's always deleting it. I don't know because I'm blocked and I don't care enough to look. Oh, she's a real woman. I don't think you need to know anything about clothing. Okay. To stop another lawsuit. Yes, if you private the videos, you lose the views from those videos. I understand. Look, the way that she's spiraling at the moment, I think there has to be something going on because you don't spiral like that. Right, see you at Gramsy Life. Yeah. I think she's spiraling, you know, there's something going on. I don't know what it is. One. If she keeps deleting private, there'll be no videos for her new subs to watch. Maybe the nurses didn't give KJ meds. Or maybe they're expired. Sarah loves donuts. I don't want there to be a deal. I want there to be a refile. She spirals when something happens. She's unstable, so the smallest bit of additional stress. Well, that's what I'm saying about the fact that she's spiraling. There's something going on. She does seem distraught. There's no understanding. Hello, DJ Better. Definitely buy subs. She has an additional 9,000 subs in the past 6 weeks, but viewership has not increased. Why? Well, that's a good point. Yeah. I think Tardy and KJ must have gotten to agreement. Well, not all the Tardy videos are deleted, because the one where the case has been dismissed is still there. Maybe Toad is packing those boxes. Maybe Sarah loves donuts. No, I haven't seen Toad in the videos lately. She may be unmedicated. People say she abuses her. Don't know. I think if I was KJ's lawyer, I would go to her house, take away her computer, take away her phone, take away her tablet. I'd just give her a book and tell her to read. Yeah, what the hell? One more question. Sorry. So, if there are negotiations, would her attorney have commenced the kind of mentioned? Well, it wouldn't be Saltsy necessarily. It could be a Minnesota lawyer. Could be. I don't know where the negotiations. I don't know what state the negotiations would be taken in. If it's Minnesota, they'd have to be using the Minnesota lawyer. You'd have to have a local counsel. Toad's a real man who'd get her off the internet and get her help. She needs to go to rehab for both alcohol and internet addiction. I haven't seen Todd, but I've heard he's been in the background. Yes, I have heard him in the background. Uni said it will be revealed in the next few days. She seems to be looking for. She was doing a lot of looking around in her last life. She hasn't done a live for 2 days either. But either people, there's been no lives. Like. She's inciting people. This is not somebody that you want on social media. Found out during our elections. Internet by proxy. She might be using. Market. I don't know what it is. Online, a mukbang is a YouTube trend from South Korea. Eats loads of food while narrating and interacting with their audience. Or eating M&Ms. I hope that wasn't your coffee you were drinking. Oh, me? Oh, no, this is water. This is water. That's water. Be good if it was coffee. Hello, Lady Crane. No, he doesn't wear a mask. I don't think he has a... Yeah, they're eating videos. I won't be doing those. Oh, dear. The thought of a toddler eating. The masked boy is Beast Boy, not Uni. Yes. Is that Beast X Boy? Hello, Kez. No, I'm not going to do an eating video. No way. When my son was little, I tried to teach him no way, Jose, and he used to say no way, Hosey. No way, Hosey. No way, Hosey. You don't like to hear anyone eat? You got him also. Hosey sounds like a slur against Canadians. Does it really? Oops. I'm getting myself into trouble tonight, aren't I? Whoops. Same, so I'm a smoker, so I liked his videos initially, but he spiraled and got nasty. Glad I popped out. Mine said, no way, Josiane. So it looks like Australia's going to follow the US and withdraw the troops, our troops from Afghanistan by September. So that's good news. Oh, you're going to see this one. Become very confident and mad at everyone. Okay. You Canadians. Canadian MP accidentally appears naked while attending Parliament via video conference. You have all the fun. A Canadian MP has apologised after appearing naked during a virtual parliamentary sitting, saying he was getting changed in his office and did not realise his camera was on. The member's accidental exposure was drawn to the attention of Speaker Anthony Rota after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau finished answering a question in the House. As you know, since the beginning of the pandemic, we've tried to emphasise the importance of respecting the dress code of the House. Today, we've set a new record. We've seen a member during question time improperly dressed. That is unclothed.
question period today. C'est tout le temps que nous avons. L'honorable.
The honourable member for Sarabia-Silva has a point of order. Mr. Speaker, as you know, since the beginning of the pandemic, we have tried to emphasize the importance of respecting quorum, the dress code here in the House, and I think that today we've set a new record. We've seen a member during question period improperly dressed, that is unclothed. Remind the members, especially the male members, that suits and ties are appropriate, or rather called for, and we have seen that the member was in very good shape. I think that this member should be reminded of what is appropriate and to control his camera. Thank you.
He's laughing his head off.
I would like to thank the honourable member for her observations. I missed that, but as she was speaking, I spoke with the technicians, and indeed they did see something. And what I would like to do is to remind the members that when they are at home, they must be aware that there is a camera and a microphone, and they need to be aware of their functioning. Point of order arising on the same.
There you go. There it is there. Anyone recognise this MP wandering around in the buff in their office while taking part in the hybrid parliament? Obviously, given the flag, they are from Quebec. Wonder what type of mobile phone he uses. There he is. Oh, boy. Oh, dear Australia Prime Minister. Well, all of our parliaments back in person. Oh, as long as it wasn't Doug Ford. I don't know who it was, Gingerly. They've not named it. Oh, wait on. I made an. Oh, well, what was his name? Will Amos. Will Amos, from Mr. Trudeau's governing Liberal Party, later identified himself as the MP on camera. I made a really unfortunate mistake today, and obviously I'm embarrassed by it, he said. My camera was accidentally left on as I changed into work clothes after going for a jog. I sincerely apologise to all my colleagues in the House. It was an honest mistake and it won't happen again. And Boris, we do not need this. Oh boy, that was funny. I just find it really interesting how what he's holding is covering up the important bits. It's funny how they said flag on play. Oh, you can't see much. Oh, I can try. I don't know that I can. Gail. There you go, Gail. That's about the best I can do. Oh, maybe I can zoom in. Oops. For Gail. No, it's not letting me do it at all. There you go. I don't ever use my camera. I still check for. So poor guy. So glad I can't work from home. No, it wasn't Doug Ford. Can't believe Canada is in the spot for. I know. She doesn't mention the weather, but she. Oh, there you go. But anyway, it's his mobile phone. The mobile phone's protected him. Frank can be in the cupboard, so it's boring. So there you go. Oh. So there you go. So there you go. Canada. Wow. That's exciting. That would be very exciting in Parliament. I put tape over my camera. We needed a laugh. Thanks, Joe and Canada. I know we needed a laugh. Oh, boy, that was funny. Ballistic, at least he wasn't excited. Oh, dear. Oh, boy. You're welcome, everyone. Oh. So, yes. So, anyway. Canada, you've just made everybody happy. I did like how she goes, looks like he's in good shape. Oh, dear. I got the same for my devices, and the kids better safe than sorry. I'm feeling a bit flat. His mobile can cover it. It didn't excite anyone, says Claire. Somebody had to upstage the cat lawyer, I guess. Yes, well, that's true. So India apparently has gone back into lockdown. So this headline says India records more than 200,000 daily COVID cases as hospitals battle shortages of beds and oxygen. Their daily death toll was 1,038 people, taking the total to 173,000. Cases reached 14.1 million, second only to the US. Hospitals are being overwhelmed amid warnings this wave is deadlier than the one before. And they're vaccinating as well. So India is battling a second massive wave of infections centered on the economically significant state of Maharashtra, home to Mumbai. So they've got a 900-bed hospital, and they've got 60 patients waiting, and they don't have space for them. I hope the guy didn't get two votes, though, Sarah. COVID cases hit new records in the capital of Delhi, with doctors warning the surge could be deadlier than 2020. The virus is more infectious and virulent. We've had 35-year-olds with pneumonia in intensive care. So it looks like it's getting worse, not better. And that's a problem. That's my concern with the vaccines, is that every time a strain comes out, it's like a deadlier strain than the previous one. Are we ever going to actually have a vaccine that's going to do it? Want an off-topic giggle? My Instagram got hacked by somebody in Lithuania yesterday. It's the only thing I have with. Wow, it's interesting. You said about India. Amazed that they've managed better than the US with their population. They've done amazing things. They really have, haven't they? Because they've got. India does not have the ability to address the needs of the people in the local. Yeah, I was reading somewhere that in India, a lot of the people are actually dying because of starvation. Because they can't get food. It might end up being like the flu. It might be. That's why there isn't common. Like, you have to have about 100 shots. No, I didn't. Sorry, I missed it. Yes, and so for a lot of people, so for some of the elderly people, they've had to get their flu shots before they got their COVID shots. So my mum had to have her flu shot, and then because she fits in the age range of the people that are first. But you've got to wait 2 weeks between the flu shot and the first COVID shot. Keep the cases low. You can't lock down a nation where so many people live hand to mouth. People starve. So many strains of the flu. Yeah. Oh, you mean the budgie smugglers pick? No, I wouldn't inflict that one on anything, on anybody. You want to find Tony Abbott's budgie smugglers? Oh boy. Oh boy, I forgot about that. They spent time on this. They must have been bored, but it gave us a laugh, Jean. We needed a laugh after all of that. And in case you're wondering what we're talking about, budgie smugglers, they're actually Speedos. They're called Speedos. That's what we call Speedos. You can't unsee that. I can't find a good picture of it. Just trying to, they aren't the only ones with embarrassing politicians. Oh, is this in? The thing is, there's been so many people that have done funny pictures of him. I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. Oh, here's one. Trying to help Canada. Yeah, that's what we call speedos. All right. Of course, here we go. This was one of our prime ministers. You can't unsee it. In the budgie smugglers. So he also ate an onion as well, don't forget. Didn't he eat the onion? He ate the onion? Banana hammocks. Gail, didn't he also eat the onion? Oh, my eyes. Oh. Carrot legs. He did too. Yeah, he did eat. Oh no, that's all right. It's fine. I'm not offended. We're just, as I said, we were just having a bit of a laugh. We needed a bit of a laugh. He did eat an onion, a raw onion on TV. Really? You're not going to be budgie smugglers? Hey, poppy seeds. Cool. Raw onions. I don't mind raw onions, but I wouldn't eat them like an apple, Rick. That's what he did. He ate it like an apple. And that's not what I would do. See? Yeah, Gail's been here holding the fort, so from the mod crew, so thank you, Gail. You're a legend. Now that Poppy and Ricky here, I may as well say good night. No. Oh, I used to eat them like an apple to freak out friends. Well, you would have done well with our former Prime Minister. Bye, Sarah. He was just nasty. Imagine speaking to you. I know. I like tomato and onion sandwiches with vinegar. Salt and vinegar. Oh, yum. Since your reporting, I've been watching 6 Minutes Australia. The story in Russell Hill and Carol Clay, who went missing, is interesting as well. Yeah, I've heard about some. There's another lot of people that are. Yeah, there's another lot of people that they're looking for as well. Actually, I don't watch a lot of 60 Minutes. Rick, you missed the Canadian humour. Or banana hammock. Yes, tomato sauce on my. Oh, yes, that was cool too. Rick, we discovered that a politician in Canada was on Zoom and didn't realize his camera was on, and he'd been for a jog and needed to change into his suit for Parliament, and happened to give all of Parliament an eyeful. You obviously didn't keep watching. He's lucky he didn't get done for contempt. Oh, yeah, that Canadian. Yes, that he was naked. And that's how we got to Tony Abbott's Budgie Smugglers, because, like, that's the best that we could do. I don't know. I mean, the only other embarrassing thing a Prime Minister's done was when John Howard tried to bowl in cricket. And his Franken beans are covered by a mobile. Poor guy. He gets and gives no satisfaction. Yes, and he didn't get an extra vote either. Tony Abbott was a bit of a letdown, actually. It was embarrassing back in the day. Well, that's what the person that complained said, that he was looking in pretty good shape. That was acknowledged. That was acknowledged. Maybe he just wanted to. Maybe he just had been shopping. Maybe, and you're going to tell me off because did you delete that? I don't know. I don't get any idea of what gets deleted or anything from my end. I just want to know how his camera was already on if he'd gone for a jog. That's a $60 million question, Rick. So, it's called the Australian newspaper. This headline: Zoom strikes again. Canadian Parliament can't unsee members. Member. Oh, what a title! What a headline! It looks like India does have a new strain. Zoom strikes again. Maybe he was hacked by Petra. That's the Australian humour for you, though. So this is him. Apparently, this is him with clothes, and this is him without clothes. For those wondering, the MP who appeared in his simplest attire is, in fact, is it Pontiac, Liberal MP William Amos. According to his pic, I was sent, compared to a Facebook Live of him in his office yesterday. Him on the left. Joe, Emily did the cat lawyer after that went viral. Maybe we can... Maybe. The before and after pics. So here's his statement. I made an unfortunate mistake today, and obviously I'm embarrassed by it. My camera was accidentally left on as I changed into my work clothes after going for a jog. I sincerely apologize to all my colleagues in the House. It was an honest mistake and won't happen again. His Zoom fail was not broadcast publicly. It was only visible to MPs attending question time virtually. And he was a lawyer beforehand. Oh, dear me. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, that headline, wow, I like it. Oh. So as I said, thank you, Canada, for the laugh. In the US, so it's when the vaccine is going to prevent you from going to hospital, will prevent you from going into it. But they will make no. Okay. I think yeah. Just seems that every strain is getting hard, worse, and is getting, stronger and stronger. If it wasn't public, why did he have to apologize? It was a clear mistake. Well, because people saw him in his birthday suit, and it wasn't his birthday. India is in a very bad state of affairs. You are correct. Oh, dear. Because Canadians are super polite. I can't even think of any Australian politician that I could think that would be okay for that to happen to. That all grossed me out. He needed to apologise to that Viet, isn't it? At least he was looking nice. There's sweet tea. Wait, where was the camera placed conveniently? We apologise for everything. This is Christine. There'll be a packet of peanut M&Ms. HR must have. Why, aren't our pollies hot? No, poppy seeds. I can't think of one. For the most part, we are polite, but we have a twisted sense of humor. Yes. Like talking about a member's member. Oh, dear me. Yeah, but he's younger. Most of our politicians are like older. Like, I think 50 is the youngest, isn't it? Oh, there is a Green senator, isn't there? That's in his 30s, I think. The youngest senator, I think. Let me find out. We have to do this. Is research, people. Oh, spell. So funny. Okay, so what year was this? Oh, here we go. All the best, Jean. All right. So this is from SBS News. So these are the 10 youngest, apparently, in Parliament. So the youngest female MP is 34, Annika Wells. The youngest MP is Philip Thompson. He's 31. Nah. Jordan Steele John is 25. He's the youngest parliamentarian. The youngest female senator is 29. And there you go. Yeah, all the best, Jean. I hope the second shot doesn't give you any bad reactions. They all have clothes on. Yes, I know they all have clothes on. All right. But no, I won't look for a picture of it. Oh. Apparently, former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull topped Cleo's hottest politician in 2013. No one wears Speedos on purpose except athletic swimmers or Ariel. Oh. I was going to say, like, some of the premiers elections, though, to be honest. Yeah, he's up there, Poppy Seeds. The other one is McGowan, I think. So, but, you know, they're better than the federal Marky Mark keeping WA safe. Yes, well, he's got a clear majority now. He can do whatever he likes. They've got a few problems over there as well. They had a cyclone actually just the other day, last week as well. What's he look like now? I have to look at hot political. All right, you want McGowan or all right, I'll show you Mark McGowan. Here he is. This is Mark McGowan. And the other one that Poppy mentioned was Dan the Man. Here's the other one, Daniel Andrews. It looks like he injured his back actually. He's on sick leave because he's, but it looks like he's going to be out for a bit longer. This picture was taken before COVID. He's aged somewhat since COVID. Show off Turnbull. He's easily top 5. Oh, there's one there with him and ScoMo. There you go, Turnbull. Yeah, I'd have to say he's up there. He'd have to be up there. And Howard. I must say, I did like Mr. Keating. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You mean the Victorian Health Officer, Professor Sutton? Sutton, here we go. We got to watch this guy every day during the pandemic. It was pretty tough. It was pretty tough to watch him every day, I have to say. This was when he was on TV. Someone's put the love heart around his head. Keating. So this is him back in the day. He's not bad now, because this is him now. Back in when he was Prime Minister, he was okay. Oh, that is Rick he was on Uncivil's channel. Yeah, he was. And that's him now. I haven't got through his book yet. Like, it's so big. Was. Emphasis on was. Okay, who else? Bob Hawke. Okay, someone said Bob Hawke. There you go, Bob Hawke. So yeah, but yes, Brett Sutton, the the chief health officer for Victoria, it was very tough watching him every day. I won't admit it. Harold Holt wasn't, was he? Well, we just like Googling Australian Prime Ministers. Here he is. Here's poor Harold. Trudeau. Oh. He could be. I must say I don't like him with the beard, but you know, I do like clean cut, clean shaven. Hi Tia, how are you? Can't help myself. Bad habits. I'm running wild. Lost control. Whoa, whoa. I have a guy friend who moved to Australia, got to Australia, lost weight, got all fit looking. I think people there are living a more healthy life. Remember when Kev Haters called him Crud? Kev 07. Yeah, Kev 07. Who else? Oh, what year was this? This is the other pretty doctor guy. I don't know. I only know Brett Sutton. This is the 21 sexiest world leaders. David Cameron made the list. So we're going back a bit when David Cameron was Prime Minister. This is Barack Porel. I don't know who he is. So Slovenian. All right. Poppy seeds. He made it. Mr. Turnbull. Mexico. Argentina. Oh, look, Obama got there. King Philip, Spain. King of Spain. Alex, what's he from? From Greece. Ecuador. Dubai. Jordan. Ukrainian, Norwegian, Prince of Monaco. Ooh. That's Princess, the Princess of Hanover, Caroline, 7th in line to the throne. There you go, Canada. He made it. Bhutan, Austria. Oh, Harry made it. Democratic Republic of Congo. Croatia. Tony Blair I thought was nice too. Is that picture of Benin, one of the African countries? Singapore. There you go. There you go. Belgium. Belgium. Mr. Monaco. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Mr. Spain. Where's Mr. Spain? Greek. Spain. Mexico. Mexico. Oh. There you go. Prince Philip was handsome in his younger days. Mr. UAE. Oh, yeah. Did you see we had a personal messenger at the bottom? No. Did we? No, I didn't see it. Sorry. I must have missed it. So, all right, I'm going to have to go now. I need to find out what's happening with my daughter's boyfriend's mum. So I need to find that out. And I also want to thank you all for sticking with me tonight at the bottom of the page. No, I didn't see it. I'm sorry, Gingerly. I closed the window. Yeah, so I need to do a few things before I go to bed. So thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for being respectful during the sensitive topic. It was sensitive. And I thank you, Gail, for modding during that as well. The other thing is I have heard from a half raise over. She'll be back probably after school holidays. So she's just had some time away. So anyway, thank you, everybody. I will catch you all later. Okay, bye.